something out today with a piece of white, I guess it's polar fleece that I found in my cupboard. It has quite a stretch going in the one direction and minimal stretch in the other direction. I forgot I even had this, and I dug it out the other day after I watched a tutorial that Leah Day did on various quilt sandwiches that she was trying with different fillers. And on one of them she used a piece of polar fleece instead of batting. And I had never even thought of trying that. And so I wanted to try it for myself and see how it was going to work for me. And I'm getting ready to quilt a really cute baby quilt panel with a huge sheep on it. And so I want a design that is going to look curly and puffy like a sheep's wool. So I'm using this very large pebbling design, or at least it lays together just like pebbling. And I'm not worrying about traveling back exactly on my spiraled lines here. I'm going around like a pebble, then I'm coming in and coming back out. And not only am I not worrying about it, I'm actually making an effort to not have it be right on the line as I would in another detailed quilting design, because I want this to look very whimsical and very fluffy. So it's a fun design to do because you don't really have to be all that careful about your lines. And of course I won't be doing it in a contrasting thread. I'm doing that here just because I happen to have orange thread on the machine, and that way you can see better what I'm doing. So far I've started from the center and moved out, and I'm getting a really nice poof in the open areas of these kind of, I guess, large pebbles, we'll call them. So I'm liking the way that it's feeling and the softness of it. I'm not seeing any problems on the back so far. And so I'm going to just show you how I stitch this design so you can see that. And then I'm going to put it on fast forward so that I can finish all the way out to the edges, because I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. You can see that the densely quilted part is a little tighter here, which is normal. And the part that isn't quilted yet is a little bit wavy, which is also normal. But I want to make sure that by the time I get out here, it's going to kind of all suck together the way it would with batting. And then I'll know if I can go ahead and use up that piece of fleece on the baby quilt, or if I shouldn't worry about doing that and just use regular batting. So I'll stitch a few of these slowly, and then I'm going to put on fast forward and get to the end so that you can see the result of my trial. So I'm just stitching big pebbles. And again, not worrying about where I'm hitting when I come back out. And if you can do small pebbles, you can do big ones. In fact, big ones are probably even easier to do than small ones. But the idea is the same, just to stack them up against each other. Do a really big one in here. So now you've seen how I'm forming these, and I'm going to go ahead and speed the video up now so we can get to the end. So I think I have seen enough to know that I can successfully use this fleece instead of batting in the baby quilt that I would like to make. I don't know that I would purposely buy fleece to use as the inner layer if I didn't already have it on hand, but I think that this will be a really good way to use up that white piece of fleece. It's got a really nice soft feel to it. So there's not really a lot of stiffness. I mean, the stitching does give it a little bit of a stiffness, but once it's washed, I'm sure that will soften right up. And I don't know if you can see it very clearly or not, but I've got a nice loft in the open spaces. So I'm happy with how it's turned out. And as I got to the edges, it did tighten up and suck in. I'm glad I found a way to use up this fleece. I'm glad I saw Leah's sample trial tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed seeing how I stitched out my little curly sheep hair spirals. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.